Folks, the London Warriors are the hottest team in the AFLE. They made the playoffs. They had a great game last week against the Paris Lights, and it's courtesy of them as a team and this young man we've got right here, Jezreel Agu, defensive end for the London Warriors. Jezreel, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, brother, and congratulations on the win against Paris and qualifying for the playoffs. Give us your thoughts on what happened last week and probably the biggest game in London Warriors history in the inaugural season for the AFLE. That was a crazy game. Talk about it.
Yeah, it was a great game. You know, we started off a bit shaky. You know, first and second quarter, obviously we were down, but obviously went into the second. We went back into the dressing room, and obviously coaches were telling us, listen, like, you know, it's our last home game of the season. We got to go out with a bang, and we certainly did that in the third and the fourth quarter, and we came out on top. So, you know, thanks to the guys, the offense, the defense, everyone put a chip in. You know, and it was just great, man. It was great getting the dub at home and obviously securing playoffs, and it was amazing. So, you know, on to this week against Walker Panthers.
Jezreel, you guys have really turned things around since we first saw your team in the early portion of the season. What do you attribute that to? What was the big shift there that allowed you guys to really head things in the right direction, and now you've made the playoffs?
I think, you know, just, you know, first of all, we went 0-3 to start off, and, you know, just sitting down as a team and actually just, you know, bonding and gelling as a team. I think that's what, you know, hit us off correctly. And then we went into the other games and we didn't stop. We just started winning, and we never stopped going from there. And, you know, it's, again, credit to the team chemistry. And it's been amazing so far, you know, just bonding with the team and, you know, just outside of football, just getting close to each other. And obviously now that it shows onto the gridiron, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing so far. So, you know, long may it continue.
J.A., for you, going back to the Paris game, what a game you had. 5 tackles, all solo, 3 sacks. You had a MVP-like performance. Go back to that game. What was your mentality like? Did you have that mentality where you're like, I'm gonna take this team on my entire shoulders if I have to get us to the playoffs? Talk about what your mindset was going into that game and how it stayed that way. At your mind was at a high level and you were physically at a level above others.
Yeah, I went into that game and I was telling myself, listen, I'm the best player on the field. And, you know, whatever it takes, I'm just going to take my team all the way to the playoffs. And that's exactly what I did. Like, I felt this like out of body experience where I got the first tackle for loss, and then I got the first sack, and then it just kept rolling from there. I felt like being on the field, nobody could stop me. And it definitely showed. I couldn't be stopped. And, you know, it was a great game for me personally, but I'm just glad that the team, you know, we got the win and we're onto the playoffs now. But, you know, it was just a out of body experience that, you know, it was just an amazing feeling, and hopefully it continues.
Jezreel, looking at the other side of the football, talk about your quarterback, Kari Lyles. He played high school football here just miles away from where Ed and I are right now. Talk about this young man and how special he is to the London Warriors.
Yeah, man, Kari, man, he's a true warrior for us. He really is a warrior for us. And, you know, one thing he does a lot, especially when we're on the sidelines, you know, he talks to us, especially to the defense. He talks to us, telling us to get the ball back for him because he knows he's going to get into the end zone. And, you know, just outside of football as well, man, he's just a great guy in general, man. He really does care about the team. He cares about the players, offense, defense, the coaches. And it's just amazing to have him on the field. And, you know, every single time I go out there, you know, I'm really just trying to win for him, win for the team, and, you know, do everything I can just to, you know, make sure that we're in a great spot, you know. And he's just a great guy, to be honest. We love Kari. We love him.
Jezreel, talking about your coaching staff, talk about those men and the leadership that they bring. You're obviously leaders on the field yourselves, but the coaching staff and how they're able to keep you guided, directed, and grounded, especially in this run toward the playoffs.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, when we're practicing, you know, it's not necessarily they give us free reign, but, you know, they tell us, you know, just go out there and just make plays, you know. You know, they tell us that they trust us on the field, and whatever alignments that we've got to do, man, they know that they trust us to do it. And, you know, when we go out there, we execute, and it shows on the field. It shows that our coaches trust us in certain packages. It shows that the coaches trust us in certain things that we do. And, you know, hopefully, again, it just may continue, because I feel like we're just on a road that, and obviously I just don't think right now, like, we can go back to where we was. We're just going always high and high and higher.
Jezreel, thinking back a little ways, when did you fall in love with this game of American football? When did you first discover it? Just take us back to that time when you fell in love with this game, and then it's taken you to where it's taken you now.
So I stumbled across American football on TV at the age of like 17. And then obviously I went into university. That's what we call it here in the UK. And obviously it's college over in the US. And then I went to a tryout, and then I got asked by a coach, listen, what position do you play? And randomly defensive end came into my head, and that's what I said. And then from then, you know, I played for my university team. Then I played for an amateur team called London Blitz over here in the UK. And then obviously London Warriors came, the inaugural London Warriors team came this year, and I've been with them since. And, you know, my love for the game is a great passion. You know, I try and study the football every single day for as much as I can. You know, I'm always on clips, YouTube, TikTok, anything, you name it. Just looking at different type of, you know, pass rushing, how to stop the run, how to get to the quarterback, you know, certain plays, certain things I want to do. And, you know, the love of the game, it's taught me a lot. It's brought me a brotherhood. It's got me to guys that I never knew I could, you know, speak to. And, you know, it's just been amazing for me. And yeah, I just love it. I love the game of football.
Jezreel, is there a certain NFL player, defender that you pattern your game after? You say you watch so many clips on yes, so many different social avenues. Who are some guys over here in the States in the NFL that you pattern your game after?
Von Miller is the first, you know, the speed to get off. I'm a big believer in speed rushing, because I feel like, you know, what speed kills. Speed always kills. Von Miller, TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, you know, those are the main guys for me. Michael Parsons as well. He's been absolute terror whilst he's been in the NFL, and those are the main guys that I do watch. So just to learn from them, just to get little things from them, such as like Von Miller with the bend around the edge, with the ghost rush, or Michael Parsons with a club, you know, or TJ Watt with the ghost rip. Just anything I can get from them and I can replicate into my game. That's what I do.
Jezreel, I was about to go grab my Von Miller jersey right now and put it on.
Jezreel,
I'm a huge fan of Von.
You had to bring a Denver Bronco into it.
I mean, my goodness.
I've even got a Von Miller jersey in my closet right now. So yeah, man.
If you want to emulate a pass rusher, you probably couldn't have picked a better guy than Von Miller. Always got a high motor going. How much do you think that your love of the game? You talk about getting immersed in film, and you can't get enough of watching the clips, and you're watching this guy's club, and you're watching this guy, you know, run the hoop on this other guy, and you're really immersed in the game. How much does that translate to the football field? And you're able to take those little tips and tricks that you pick up along the way, because that's really what it is. Everybody's emulating what somebody else does, whether you're playing the game of football or you're broadcasting it. It's no different.
Yes, it's no different at all. And like I said, you know, speed kills. So I feel like, you know, just getting onto the field and, you know, just showcasing my speed, I feel like that opens up a lot. It opens up a lot especially when I'm going up against offensive tackles, because, you know, offensive tackles, they hate speed. And, you know, that opens up so much. It can open up, you know, the bull rush. It can open up the bend around the edge, running the hoop, you know. So like I said, I try to just emphasize my game around speed, because it opens up so much doors for me to just get to the quarterback. And, you know, I'm just going to keep on doing it. Just going to keep on speed rushing, and it opens up so many doors for me. And then, you know, who knows what could happen in the future.
Jezreel, being homegrown, being from London, leading your team to the playoffs, having the performance you had last week, what does all that mean to you? I'm sure you got to be so emotional right now. Again, being from London, being from the UK, and now you see the fan base, how excited they were last week. And now you're just a couple of weeks away from the playoffs. Just the emotions and what it means to you from a personal standpoint to be where you are and have your football team where you are right now.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. It's great. You know, we're so glad. We're so grateful that we've secured playoffs. But, you know, that we've secured it now. We want to win it all. Do you know what I mean? We want to win it all. And obviously that starts with this week with Walker Panthers, who's also in the playoffs. So, you know, that's going to be the measuring stick for us. And, you know, hopefully we'll come out on top against a very, very good side, very, very good side. And then obviously we've got Rainfire the week after, and then it's on to the playoffs or whoever it is. But I feel like, you know, our chances are very high. Us London Warriors guys, we're tough. We're warriors. We're dogs. And, you know, we're going to show it on the field each and every Sunday, each and every Saturday.
Man, I love your energy, Jezreel. Being a former defensive line coach, you would be in there at that defensive line spot for me in an absolute heartbeat. But I got to ask you, if you would have told that coach, maybe an offensive position, coach, what if you would have said fullback? What would coach would have said right then if you would have said an offensive position when he said, hey, what are you good at, Jezreel?
What am I good at? Fullback. Wow, that's a bit tough there. I feel like from the beginning, I've always just been a defensive guy. I've always been. I always want to make game-changing plays, and I feel like I'm doing that with my defense. And as I said, there's also other guys on the defense, such as Cedric, such as DeAndre, Ryan, and Emmanuel. We're all making plays. NSG and now Scott Grant. We're all making plays together, and it's contributing to the fact that that the offense are seeing it, and they're going out and saying, yeah, if the defense are making plays, then we can make plays, and it's showing. It's showing on Saturdays and Sundays, especially the last couple of games, man. We're all making plays. We're all flying around the field. We're all playing as a brotherhood. We're all playing as Warriors, as London Warriors, as we should be doing. And like I said, hopefully long may it continue.
Jezreel, you mentioned the team you're facing this weekend, the Vorswap Panthers, another playoff participant. You're going up against a legitimate MVP candidate in Jamison Wong. What do you see from him and MHJ and all the weapons? Their running game, they've got so many weapons and they pose so many challenges to you. When you see them on film and you watch them as you're preparing for them this weekend, what do you see and what are going to be your keys to victory? What are going to be your keys to get to Jamison and make it difficult for him to move his offense?
First of all, Walker Panthers, they're an amazing organization. They have an amazing quarterback, Jamison Wang. But, our keys to the game is just stopping Wang. I feel like if we can stop Wang and stop him getting to his receivers, stop him throwing the ball to his running backs, and obviously, as our run game is pretty strong, stopping the run, because if we stop the run, we have the right to rush the passer, so I feel like just closing the pocket with Wang and making sure that he doesn't escape and just getting to him, flying around as a defense. I think that's going to be key for us as a defense, and I feel like we can do that. We got the tools to do it, and I believe we can.
Defensive end Jezreel Agu of the London Warriors joining us here on the program. Jezreel, thank you so much for your time. It's an immense pleasure getting to know you a little bit and visit with you from London today. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck on Sunday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, man. Go Warriors. Thank you.